Please don't push me.
Please don't push me, but y'all push B. Now we got dwellers from Cali to Flatbush B. Now they got heat on their feet that say press B. And now we so deep in the streets, y'all can't stress me. Can't curse me, then bless me. I'm crucifying my flesh, that's less me. SAT'd from preaching, can't test me. Atheists are now believing, that bless me. Yeah, we got the basement replacing any of those worldly pursuits that y'all chasing, any of those trials and tests that y'all facing, any of the relationships that y'all changing. We rearranging, making the shame shift, giving Satan back what's his, that's the blame shift. Rise up and walk commands, that's the lame shift. Cheat codes for living this life, that's the game shift. All on Yeshua, man, the rest is manure, man. I'm dying daily, so I rise up a purer man. Pressing B daily, so my sins looking fewer, man. Washing the blood, so my sins down the sewer, man. Yeah, so press B with me, and let's let whatever gon' be just be. Yeah, so press B with me, and let's let whatever gon' be just be.
Ladies and gentlemen, familia, what's up? It's Derek Santiago, just tapping in one time, letting y'all know, hey, B-Side is where it's at. Go to the App Store, download the app, and subscribe one time. Help us normalize vulnerability to the world. Yo, doing life with you means so much to us, and we can't wait to take it to another level. We appreciate you. Here's your invitation to grow. And don't forget, B-Side YouTube channel memberships on the basement. Yo, grab them. Check it out. Test drive the new emojis. Check out all the new vlogs. Man, there's so much content for you, and everything that you do in partnership with us means so much to us. It helps us normalize vulnerability to not only our community, but to the world and to everyone that we love. So we'll see you there. Let's get it. Peace.
Welcome to the basement, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Tim Ross. I hope you all are all doing well. I'm so grateful for all of you all just tuning in and just being with us. Dwellers Unite. I love you guys. Thank you for pressing B. And thank you for being a part of this community. We endeavor to just make this a safe space that people can continue to give us the gift of their vulnerability. And I am so excited for my guest today. I have known my guest for a long time. She has meant a lot to Black Christian culture. She's really meant a lot to Black culture, period, for those that know her. She has given us many facets of her life and her giftings, whether it is through song, whether it is through compelling interviews, or whether it's through humor. And a whole lot of other stuff that I think I know intrinsically, but I don't know, like, definitely. And so it's one of the reasons why I wanted her on the pod. I just decided to shoot my shot. I that's what I be doing. You know, God gave me some influence, and then I just decided to just, you know, shoot my shot in people's DMs and be like, "Will you come to Dallas and sit on my couch?" And some people just ignore it, and some, like, I'll see seen, but they won't write back, and I'm like, I guess you didn't want to come. Thank you for your reply. And then some other people just flat out say no. And it's weird, like 100,000 followers later, then they're like, I'll come. Wow. And I'm like, oh, there was a threshold? That's weird. But then when I asked this individual, she said yes. And I was so happy. And so I cannot wait for this conversation to unfold. I'm just so giddy that she's here. So without further ado, I would like to present to some and introduce to others my sister from another mister. Lexi Allen is in my house, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go!
I don't know what's... Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Lexi is here.
Wow, I'm glad to be here, friend.
I'm glad you are here.
Oh yeah. I'm uncomfortable. I get really uncomfortable with introductions.
Do you really?
No, honestly, I don't like it.
Okay.
I don't. It's a lot. It's a lot. I don't know. I don't know why I do that, but when you were talking, I kept getting more. The longer the introduction, the more uncomfortable I get. I start wringing my hands, and I don't wring my hands. I'm so cool. Like, I'm one of the coolest people I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
see how I did that?
Yeah, I do.
But you got to catch it.
But I love the self-awareness that you know you're cool.
I'm the coolest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you.
But I want to know why that makes you uncomfortable, because you didn't send me like a biography to read. Like this is just my personal experience.
And I hate bios, and they're when people get up, like you have at your church, and you got to read the bio, and no one's more bored than me.
Yeah, for sure.
So So I guess, it makes sense. People need to know who the person is, but the longer it just gets to be, for me, just a lot about me. Yeah, and I don't do that.
I understand.
Yeah.
No, I caught that vibe from the moment you walked in the door.
What vibe did you get?
The unpretentious.
Did you get? Are you serious? Because people, I never know how I'm being perceived.
Yeah.
And I think that's a thing with everybody. I don't think people realize how they're being perceived.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. That's absolute truth, right? Like you will see more of my face than I will see today.
Okay.
Right? Like
okay.
So that's everybody's experience.
Yeah.
But there's some people that, like, I knew for a fact that you were unpretentious. I was going to be a detective.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I love that.
So I get a quick read on people.
Okay.
That don't mean I know everything about them. Like I got some gift of discernment, and I know what happened to you at 4 or nothing like that. But like I'm like, yep, absolutely. This person does not take themselves that seriously.
Oh, that's what's up.
In a very humble way. I mean it like that.
Oh, man, I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I live by that. A lot of, I have friends that tell me, over and over, we're sick of you. I mean, they go off on me. We're sick of you. You don't realize, the impact that you have. You always, you don't think that you're this person, but you really are that person. And I'm like, and we always get into it because I'm like, what are you talking about? Because honestly, unless you're Jay-Z,
yep,
or Obama,
yep,
there's always there's always people that don't know who you are. They just don't know. And just I all automatically assume that people don't know who I am. I haven't got okay, fine. I just feel like you should be sweet and kind and nice and loving and giving to everybody, because honest to God, you're no one. You're absolutely nobody.
I agree.
You are up today and done tomorrow.
Yep.
They will sing your praises today, and tomorrow they will nail you to the cross.
Yeah.
And people who don't, I'm off on something else.
No, you're not.
Because people who, I've been in the rooms of people that if you don't have the right this or that,
yep,
they're very super disappointed.
Yep.
And there's nothing wrong with there's a balance.
Yeah, I understand.
There's nothing wrong with having nice things.
No, not at all. Absolutely.
But if you, like, for instance,
Yeah,
when I walk into a church, they always usher me up to the front. I don't need to be in the front.
Right.
I'm okay.
Yeah, for sure.
And so if I find a seat, and I often do, in the middle, I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
Somebody always taps me, so-and-so wants you to come up to the front. I know who I am.
Right.
I'm okay.
Yeah. I'm good right here.
I'm super good. I want to sit with everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't have to be up front.
Yeah, for sure.
No, the only time I have to be up front is when I pay tickets to go see something.
Amen.
I do not sit in the back. And so there's that. And so you can do whatever you want to with that. I don't sit in the back. Huh? If I'm going to see Stevie Wonder, I will watch him on YouTube, or either I got to be in the first 10 rows. If I'm not in the first 10 rows, then there's that. And that has nothing to do with anything else. It just has everything to do with that. But when I go somewhere, I just like to chill. I don't like being in a green room.
Yep.
I hate it.
Yep.
There's a lot of pretentious
there is.
behavior back there,
Yep,
which I'm not a part of.
Yep.
And, so there's that. We can go on and on.
No, I told you, like, I'm telling you, this is just confirmation to my read. Like
I can go on and on about it.
I share the same thinking wavelength as you.
Do you really?
When I promise you,
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah. Because everybody's weird. It's like everybody's weird. Everybody's so weird. Everybody's so important, and everybody wants to be this person. And you're trying to be big when little got you, and it don't really it doesn't make any sense. You don't have to be.
That's right.
You just So there's that. So there's that.
No.
Glad I came here because I get to get it all out.
I'm here for it because I was telling this to my mom the other day. I said, what I have learned about life
Yeah.
when it's coming to an end is that no matter how much you've done, take the end of 2023, right?
Yeah.
They always do a recap of everyone
Sure.
that died.
Sure.
It doesn't matter how impactful their life was.
Yeah.
They get what they did
Yeah.
down to a couple of sentences.
Yeah. Ooh. It's the truth. It's the truth.
A whole life.
Yeah. No, you're talking right.
W- uh,
How about being at a funeral and they tell everybody you got 2 minutes? 2 minutes is the tip top. And I always say it. I went to a funeral the other week, and I said you can't put a whole life, even if you took the whole day. Let's say we did a 24-hour funeral, you still couldn't tell it all.
That's exactly right.
So
That's
you
exactly right.
gotta So there's
They
that.
recap on that obituary.
Baby.
It's going to be read silently.
Yes, sir.
And it's on a page.
That's right.
They get your whole life.
Your entire life.
Down to a page.
You're talking right.
It don't matter how many Grammys you won.
That's right.
It don't matter how many artists you broke.
No one
It don't
cares.
matter how many revivals you did.
No one cares.
It don't matter how many buildings you built.
That's right.
They gonna get your whole life.
Yes, sir.
You can be the presiding prelate
That's right.
of whatever jurisdiction or whatever.
That's right.
Of whatever denomination or whatever.
That's right.
You gonna get down to a page.
Yes, sir.
A page.
That's right. So what's your takeaway from that? What is your takeaway? My takeaway is you better live. You better live. You better enjoy. You better be kind to people. People don't care about how many cars you had when you lived. They only care about how you made them feel.
That's right.
How were you kind to them?
That's
Did
right.
you get them out of a jam?
That's right.
That's what matters. And I think that's why I feel the way I do, having lost my husband at an so early in our marriage. And now I look at life, I got a lens that's completely different from everyone around me, because there was no one to help me in that moment. No one had gone through it. We were all young. We were just chilling. We were starting our lives, and nobody had been through that type of hurt or closeness where I'm a caregiver and I got a 3-year-old and I'm not prepared for this. I don't know how to be a caregiver. I'm watching my gorgeous, chocolate, tall, amazing man drift away and get thin where I can see his ribs and I can see his bones and I'm young and I can't process that. We were supposed to live the rest of our lives together and be in rocking chairs and die together like they did in The Notebook.
Yeah.
And here we are dealing with that. That was the strangest event in my life that has changed me forever. There are things in your life that will change you forever. You'll never be the same person you were, to the degree to which you will mark everything pre and post that. Whatever that thing that came and gut punched you. In other words, an example of that is somebody say, I met you in the year so and so, and you go, what's that? And you'll silently think to yourself, was that pre my husband dying or post? And you don't mean to do it, but it's just a marker in your life. There are things that will gut punch you, that will cause you to shift. I'm not the same person I was before his death. I'm a completely different person. I was self-righteous and imagine self-righteous, saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost. But if someone had committed adultery or did this or that, I was so self-righteous. I would, I can't believe that they cheated on them. I can't believe until my husband died. I did some unspeakable things just to get back at God. I was so mad. I was so mad, Tim, I didn't even look up for 2 years. I didn't look up. I wouldn't even look in the sky. I didn't want him to think that I was looking his way. But I was too scared to curse him. I wasn't crazy enough to do that. But I wouldn't even look up. Watch this. But I still had to make money to keep my lights on for my 3-year-old. So I still had to go sing the gospel. So imagine me singing songs that he was a healer, and I didn't believe none of it. None of it. He's a healer. Yeah, right. He's a what? He's a provider. Right. There's a bunch of rapists and child molesters and all these horrible people that get up just to bring people pain, and the best person that ever existed, you allowed him to die. And I was the loudest person running around the church. He's going to be healed. And we had this, I believed it so much that I took pictures of him. And I was like, they're not going to believe it, Mike. When you're healed, they're not even going to believe how small you got. They're not going to believe it. And we're going to post it. We're going to show everybody on Facebook the healing. And he died. I didn't see it coming. I didn't see it coming. And one day I was cleaning up the house, probably a year later, and I found that roll of film. And I threw it in the trash. Because there's no way I was going to develop those pictures and see him sick. I'm telling you, man, I look at life from a different lens, going back to what we were saying in the first place. That's why I don't take life seriously.
Yeah.
And that will humble you and understand, hey, dog, we down here for this amount of time.
That's right. It's a
and
vapor.
you don't know. I thought I knew. With long life, I was satisfied. Okay, but there's some little contingencies that we don't know about, and his will that we don't know where it's going. And so now I'm just saying, let me live long enough to get some stuff done. Just let me, cause you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm running.
Yep.
I'm running, as the old folks used to say, I'm running for my life.
Yep.
I'm running to get things done.
Yep.
And so there's no time to hold a bunch of grudges. And I know that sounds cliche, but
No, it's not.
on my life, I don't do it.
Yep.
Now there's some people I just don't fool with.
Yep.
I don't have to.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm not gonna sit around and just be mean mugging you.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm so out with it that I'll come up to you. One guy wronged me, talked about me, did a bunch of things, and I let him know I found out about it. And he came up to me years later and said, "I just want to apologize to you." Now the old me would have told, man, if you don't get your, and I'm a good cusser. I cuss real good. I put words together like a sweet melody.
Yes.
Like I string them together, and it's so full and rich
Yes.
and robust.
Yes.
And it's my pleasure
Yeah.
to do it. And but he came up to me and asked me for my forgiveness. And I said, yeah, man, we cool. And if I say we cool,
We cool. You meant
you
what
understand
you said.
what you understand?
meant what you said.
Because if we're not, I'll say that too.
Yeah, for sure.
And I have.
Yeah, for sure.
And I have. So
Yeah.
did I just go off on a tangent?
You did
I
not.
think I went on. I do that a lot.
No,
I go
you
off
did not.
a tangent.
Okay.
I don't even know what we were talking about.
Well, no.
I don't even know where we started.
Well, we started with
Where did we start, Tim?
not being pretentious.
We don't have time.
And you gave us some context to something that I knew nothing about.
Oh, yeah. It's serious. It's and so even with dating,
Yeah.
for me,
Yeah.
I date from a different place.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I'm not, he fine, he this, he that. I'm wondering, are you going to wipe me if something happens? Do you understand? I'm looking at you, looking inside of you. I'm looking past how you look, and I'm going, will he be there for me if it goes down? Because one thing's for sure, two things for certain, it's gonna go down.
Yeah, for sure.
Will you like me enough?
Yeah, for sure.
That when I don't look good, or you're gonna care for me enough when you gotta carry me to the bathroom or clean some throw up, off of me.
Yeah.
Will you do that?
In sickness and
Come
in
on,
health.
man, because it's real.
Yeah, for sure.
It's real, and we don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
And we're treating dating, or marriages, we're throwing it away, and we ain't sticking.
Yep.
We're not sticking for real.
Yeah.
That man, I'm telling you, it's so I date differently.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't date a lot.
Yeah.
Because if I don't see it, that sticking power, if I don't see it, that's something, and I see like you do,
Yeah.
I ain't on it.
Yeah. This has hit me a little bit different because I'm watching my mom
Oh, I know.
for the second time have to live up to that part of her vow.
That's right.
And when I tell you she's putting on a masterclass,
Oh, I know.
it's a freaking masterclass.
Yes, sir.
My dad 21 years ago had a brain aneurysm. He was given a 1% chance to live. He's the only one that came out of ICU alive.
What?
And they brought him home and said he would never do this again and that again and this again and that again. And my Birmingham, Alabama mama nursed him back to
That's
health,
right.
became his primary caregiver.
That's right.
But she did it without knowing how to care for herself through it,
That's what we do.
and all her teeth fell out.
Yeah, for sure.
That was how the stress impacted her body.
No question.
And that dude is 21 years later still here.
Yes,
you
sir.
know, and now going through another challenge, and she's putting on another clinic.
Got to do it.
She's putting on another clinic
Sure.
to what that looks like. I
Yes, sir.
think so. I'm a very emotional person.
No,
So
I got it.
I cry at the drop of
Yeah,
a
yeah.
dime. That's just me. And so obviously because of the situation, to hear what you said
Mm-hmm.
hit me different, because it's different looking at two people in their 70s doing it.
Sure.
It seems so out of place. I don't know what age and stage you were at when you had to go through that with your husband, but it just seems so out of place when you have to do it
Yeah.
in the years where memories are supposed to be made. and
Sure.
where, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Vacations are supposed to be taken.
You don't have
and
to tell me.
houses are supposed to be purchased, and you know what I mean? Like
Absolutely.
you're for your son to be 3, and
Yeah.
I mean, it's so disorienting
Yeah.
to even picture it. Let
It's
alone
difficult living it.
That's what I'm saying. Let
Yeah.
alone live it.
Yeah.
How did you get through that?
I don't know. I honestly, there was literally, and not figuratively, literally blackout days where there are absolute. I even tell people, they say, I met you so and so year. And I know that was the year that I wasn't even there. I was on autopilot to the point where I would travel and you know the TSA belt?
Yep.
I would put my bag on the TSA belt. It would go through, I would walk through, and my next thought, hear me, my next thought, watch this. My thought is put the bag on the belt. My next thought is, oh, where's my bag? I'm on the flight. My next thought that I have where I'm like awake is I'm sitting in my seat and I'm going, where's my bag? I literally would walk through TSA and get on a flight and forget that I put my bag on there. I lost so many items I didn't know where.
Yeah.
Someone had to travel with me.
Yeah.
They had to travel with me, so. Yeah, and so never answered your question.
Yeah, you
I come
did.
out of it.
No, you did.
I tried to go to therapy. That didn't work
Okay.
for me because all I did was cry, and I'm a happy person. Him and I, Mike and I were so happy. We would laugh. We laughed at our entire marriage because you think I'm funny. He's hilarious. John Gray started off as a comedian. He got his stuff from Mike, my husband.
Wow.
So a lot of the stuff that John still uses is my husband's stuff.
Wow.
When John says give him premium, when John says that was my husband.
Wow.
My husband would say anyway. John would stay with us for weeks and just kick it with Mike back in the day, and we would write music. But I think friends and I met this prophet by the name of Mark Vereen. And I was out of my mind, and I saw him at a church thing he was doing. And he said, "Can I see you for a minute in the back?" And I said, "Sure." And he prayed for me, and he said, "The Lord is telling me that when your husband died, you got in the grave with him." And I said, okay. He said, I need you to come out. Could you lift your hands? And I'm doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And he put his hand on my stomach and he just started talking and he said, all right, come out of the grave now. Come on. Come on. Come out of the grave. Come out of the grave. And I'm doing this. He said, come out of the grave. Come out of the grave. Come on out. Come on out. And he started praying in tongues. Come on out. Come on out. Out. Come out. Come out of the grave. About the 12th time he said it, I felt something. And he kept saying it over and over. And I just bent over and I began to cry. And he said, there it is. Come out. Come out. From that day, I started waking up. I started coming back to myself. I was not myself. I had checked all the way out. I had even married someone that I didn't even like because this person would call me and make me laugh. They would make me laugh. And it is true when they say laughter is like medicine because that's the only time I felt better. And so I took it as I didn't know what I was doing. And he pressured me into marrying him because he saw that he could have a place to live that was better than him. And I didn't know what I was doing. My family knew that, but there's nothing that they could do. And I didn't even know that I was out of my mind. But when I look back, there was 2 years that I lost of my life because I was grieving so bad and I couldn't climb out of it until then. And when that happened, you know, I'm quick. I'm very quick-witted. Mm-hmm. Not only am I quick to do that, but I'm quick to cuss you out.
Yeah.
And so I remember Tim sitting on the bed, and this guy looked at me, and we were in some type of argument. I'll never forget it. I remember it like it was yesterday. And I was crying, and I said, "Well, why did you?" This is not even me.
Yeah.
What I'm about to tell you is not even me.
Yeah.
Well, why did you even marry me? I can't believe I heard the words out of my mouth. Why did you even marry me? And he looked at me and he said, I don't even know. Watch this. And something said, and I did like this, and I wiped my eyes and I said, I just started laughing on my life, on my son's life. I remember it like it was yesterday. I wiped my face and I said, oh, nigga, we get a divorce. Let me get out. I got man, I drove around for 4 hours. I said, this nigga, oh. I woke up.
You came out.
I was divorced within 90 days. I took everything back. I went around it. I woke up. I came out the grave. And I ain't been the same since. God came and got me. He came and got me out the grave, Tim. He came. He got me. Yeah, I was out of my mind for 2 years. I wasn't even here. Well, I had to apologize to my son.
Yeah.
Because I had somebody in the house that, you know, and growing up in the church.
Yeah.
I didn't plan on talking about this. Growing up in the church, you know, you have sex with somebody, and so you get married. I don't want to sin. I don't want to. You know, and my husband had been gone for a couple of years, and I wanted to, and he made me laugh, and so he was like, we got to get married. We got to get married. He kept pressuring me.
Yeah.
We got to get married. I didn't even like him.
Yeah.
I didn't even like him.
Yeah.
Let me tell y'all something. Grief will make you do things that you would never, ever do in your life. Loneliness will make you do things that you would never, ever, ever do outside of it. That's why you got to get a hold of it. That's why you got to get therapy. That's why you got to talk to somebody. I didn't do any of that. I made the mistake. So maybe I didn't plan on talking about any of this, but obviously I'm supposed to. If you are grieving, if you are lonely, please talk to somebody. Don't make the mistakes that I did, grabbing the first bozo that comes around. He was playing a trick on me, and I wasn't even there to see it. He had taken over my job, my office. I worked at the Word Network. I was making high 6 figures. And he took over my job, had all my money, driving my cars. I bought him a Jaguar and all of this thing. It was on me. I wasn't there. Yeah. It'll never happen again. Got good therapy. Good quality, premium therapy. And I will tell anybody who listens, I'm telling you, it's worth more than gold.
It is.
My mom's a doctor. She's a board certified internal medicine physician, professor at a medical college.
Yeah.
And so I know the importance of that.
Yeah.
She takes care of the body.
Yeah.
There are doctors that take care of the mind.
That's absolutely correct.
And they know how to do it.
That's absolutely correct.
Let them do it. It works. Just like you take your medicine, there is medicine for the mind. And if you don't get, you could actually be gone, out of here. You got to have that mindfulness. And yeah, it blessed my soul. It blessed I didn't think anybody could help me. How can you help me grieving?
Yeah, exactly.
He died. How can you help me?
Right.
But I had a lot of other stuff connected to that.
That's right.
Making poor decisions because he's thinking that I can never find anybody else, that God didn't. Oh man, let's get into that. My friend told me, because I had my husband's name tattooed on my butt. Mm-hmm. Let's take a pause there. Let's take a pause right there.
We know who
it was his favorite place.
We know who that booty belongs to.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. And so my friend said to me, are you ever, Mike told me that you had gotten it done. I said, yeah. He said, now, Lex, I'm going to tell you as one of Mike's best friends, ain't no other dude going to want to see that. And I said, well, they're going to have to see it because that was my man. He was like, I understand. But there's no other guy that wants to see that. I'm just being honest with you. They ain't going to want to see it.
Yeah.
And I'm still grabbing the air and giving lobster claws and everything else. And he said, why? He said, what if you met somebody else before Mike and then met Mike after they passed? Would you still keep that? And I said, no. Mike, he said, then what are we doing? And he said, I think you really don't believe that God can do it again. That was it for me. And I sat with that for days. He said, you don't believe that God will ever give you somebody that was as good. And the truth is, I didn't. And that had me making a series of bad decisions. Because as vast as we say God is, and he made the heavens and he made this, he can't make another one. There's no way. There's nobody else. There can't be, right? But if we say that God is not short of anything,
right?
He's not short of money. He's not short of houses and land and good things. Is there anybody?
Yeah.
For me?
Yeah.
There might be some widows or widowers watching, and it's a hard pill to swallow, but we out here. And you got to ask yourself, do you believe that God can do it again? Hey, man, you don't have to settle. Just wait. We ain't got to settle. I didn't plan on saying any of this. What's happening? This is weird. I don't like it. No, I can't stand it. It's like too much of a safe place. I need a little danger.
What are you?
I don't like it. It's like this couch has like truth serum, like Wonder Woman with the lasso. Like there's vibranium in this couch.
Not vibranium.
I don't like it. It's too much sharing. I came on here to laugh, have a good time, and we didn't cry twice already, and we're not done. I am uncomfortable. I've made myself uncomfortable. What are we doing?
Well,
Tim, I don't like it. Let's do something else. What's going on?
You have taken the lead here.
Oh, I'm gonna stop talking.
Well, I will. Let me say a few words as you recover from whatever you feel uncomfortable. First of all, thank you. Like, I promise you, you are helping some people.
I hope so, because
you are helping some people, Lexi, and you're helping them in more ways than one. I have always, throughout the years, talked about the level of sensitivity I have for people that have been divorced and or widowed.
Yeah.
Because either way, they're experiencing a death, whether it's relational or physical. And the life of a person that's divorced is completely different than the person who's single looking for someone.
Sure.
That's a completely different thing.
Absolutely.
I talk about it from the spiritual component, from the relational component, from the sexual component. A person that has been on an active sexual rhythm with their spouse, and then when they lose their spouse, their sexual desires coming from a completely different place than a single person who has never been married.
That's right.
So this is not teenage horniness.
No, sir.
This is, I used to get the D
Yes,
on
sir.
Thursdays.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
At 4:44.
Yes, sir.
In the morning,
Yes.
or 7:30 in the evening.
And did.
Right, okay.
That's
so,
right.
So that's a different, the body's keeping score on that.
Yeah, it
in a
is.
completely different way than a single person who's been watching porn.
Yeah, that's right. No, you
You know what I mean?
Right.
Or was fornicating.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
had a booty call and had a Netflix and chill.
People don't understand that.
That's a different thing that needs to be addressed.
That's right.
That's a different way to be kind to your body.
That's right.
You're not sinning. You're not lusting. You're
That's
not
right.
this is your body's like, I'm used to having
That's
it
right.
now.
That's right.
And it's no longer gonna be here.
Yeah.
And then you put grief on top of that.
We put grief all over it, smear it. Yeah. Yep. Drowning in it.
And then you wonder why I don't know this dude is a bozo.
Yeah.
I-
Yeah.
My whole face is smeared with grief.
Yes, sir.
Imagine putting peanut butter all over your windshield. Even if you turn the wipers on.
Yeah.
The solution in the car is not meant to break down the enzymes in peanut butter.
Wow.
It's meant to wipe away rain,
Wow.
not stains.
Yes, that's right.
And when you've been stained with grief,
Yeah.
you cannot judge a person's decisions
Good God Almighty. Jesus.
when they're in the throes of grief.
That's what my therapist kept saying, because I couldn't forgive myself for bringing that guy, having him be a stepdad to my son, and it was such a poor decision. And I'm not a poor decision maker.
No, not in your
I'm
right
not
mind.
a poor decision maker.
Not in your right mind.
I'm not. And I couldn't forgive myself, and that's what the therapist said right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
did.
You have to, and that's what I feel like is the reason why you felt, because I know we pray before we start all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
When I tell you there is no script, there is no like, so Lexi, the next thing I wanted to add, I literally,
Is that right?
I literally sit here and I just go, Lord, we're going to go wherever we go.
I love it.
And it'll go as long as it goes, and it'll stop whenever it stops. Like, that's the way I've always been.
Oh, wow.
And you going this direction is going to help scores of people forgive themselves
Ooh-wee.
for the decisions they made while driving down the street
Yeah.
with peanut butter on their windshield.
No, you talking right. You talking right. Absolutely. Yes, sir.
I feel like you are giving voice to so many people
Yeah.
that they didn't have language for what you're saying. They feel it all.
Sure.
They haven't had words for it all.
No words. And people don't talk about being mad at God. They don't talk about it. I do. I was very, very, very angry for a very, very, very long time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I just couldn't understand it. I'm not exactly sure how I came back. I would have to think about that, sit and think about that. How we became friends again.
Yeah.
But I look at it like this. Everybody talks a good game.
Yep.
Everybody talks, I'm not religious. I have a relationship with God. Well, in relationships, we get mad. In relationships, we fall out sometimes.
I bet you we do.
And then we come back if it's a great relationship. I was mad in my relationship with God.
Yep.
Very angry.
Yeah.
But God is not he's not so fickle, and he's not so sensitive that he doesn't understand.
That's right.
Well, I'm so glad that he is not sensitive and he gets it.
That's right.
And I'm grateful for that.
I have to pull up this verse because I can identify with the grief and the fallout with God, not from losing a spouse, but from losing a sibling. My younger brother, Miles, was killed in a car accident. He was taken instantly in 2004, September 17th of 2004. The most devastating thing that I've ever experienced in my life.
What was the date? When?
September 17th of 2004.
My husband died October 5th, 2004.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
it's a horrible year.
It's a horrible year.
Year sucks.
My dad had his aneurysm in 03.
Okay.
And then Miles got killed in 04. It was not, I was not meant to recover. So 4.5 months of like the darkest season, like I can't see my hand in front of my,
that's right.
Pitch black dark, right?
That's right.
And I told God I would never preach for him again. Like the whole, I found out in 2004 that God is not petty. That's what I found out.
Yeah.
I knew he's a provider. But what I did not know, based on don't you question God.
That's it.
And don't you ever do this. Don't you ever do that. Everybody, all of my admonitions and cautions about how to approach his holiness.
Yeah.
I found out later, oh, you think you have a stepdad. All the warnings you gave me is what you would give a child to a stepfather.
That's right.
It's not your biological daddy, so don't piss him off. That's mama's husband.
That's right.
And
yes,
say the right things, because no, this is my dad.
This is my dad.
And he doesn't mind me throwing a tantrum.
Wow.
I'm his child.
I didn't know that, but I didn't know that.
I didn't know that until
I didn't know that.
because I called him all out of his name.
You were that mad. See, I grew up Kojic. We didn't do that. I just didn't talk to him. Or look
I grew up Kojic too.
Did you grow up Church of God in Christ?
YPWW, everybody.
Come on.
My Bishop Mason laid hands on my grandfather.
No, he did not.
Did.
Tim, I'm learning a lot about you, sir. Mm-hmm. You a rebel without a cause.
Mm-hmm. So here's what I learned, and this is 2 Timothy. This is 2 Timothy chapter number 2.
Okay.
Starting at the 11th verse. This is a trustworthy saying. If we die with him, we will also live with him. If we endure hardship, we will reign with him. If we deny him, he will deny us. If we are unfaithful, he remains faithful.
Wow.
For he cannot deny who he is.
He cannot deny who he is. Wow.
I didn't deny him, but I was unfaithful.
I was too.
I was unfaithful, and he remained faithful. Wow. And that's what allowed me to come back.
Sure.
That's what allowed you to come back.
Sure did.
He remains faithful.
Yeah.
He let me throw my tantrum. I told him I was never going to preach for him again. I called him all out of his name.
Yeah.
And at the end of that 4.5 months, I resigned myself to the fact that he was sovereign.
I said the same thing. But I didn't say it as quickly.
No, I didn't. Yeah, absolutely, right. But but it wasn't my spouse either. So.
And then I said, "Where am I going to go?
That part.
What help am I going to get?
Yeah.
Because as angry as I am and as pissed as I am, where am I going?
Exactly.
There's not enough alcohol to drown this.
Yeah.
I'm too scared to do drugs.
Yep.
It's just not enough sex in the world to make it go away.
Yeah.
What does Solange say? I tried to drink it away. I tried to smoke it away.
Yeah.
I tried to work it away.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do. And so then I said, well, okay, where's my help?
Yeah.
This is all I got.
Yeah. This is it.
This is as good as it. I gotta stick with him. I just don't like him right now.
That was my experience. It was like I know too much about him.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the old folks.
Yeah,
said.
y'all can't make me doubt him. I
Know too much about him.
That is why I love him so. 'Cause he's so real to me.
In the morning, he's
real. Jesus is real to me.
Then they said,
Oh, yes, he gives me the victory. So many people doubt him. I can't live without him. That is why I love him so. He's so real to me. Gives me chills.
Yes, sir.
But that is my anchor. But it's not without the falling out and the falling back in. That's how you know the relationship is actually built of something.
Do you think the old saints did that though?
They did, but they didn't tell us. I swear, I know they fell out with him, but they didn't.
So?
But they didn't have this level of vulnerability. They didn't have this level of transparency.
Yeah.
Because what I know they believed is that if they were honest about the vicissitudes of their relationship with
That's right.
God,
Yes.
that we would somehow devalue or think, well, if you can't do it, then
Yep.
if you going through that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
here's what made this become what it is. I'm just trying to be as vulnerable and as real
Yep.
as the Bible I've read.
Sure. Yeah.
Do we not think Psalms ain't a bunch of cussing?
Yeah. Well, is it? Come on. Talk to me.
Do David didn't have our words?
He did not.
We don't know what every single one of them Hebrew words actually meant. We know that what King Jimmy translated it into English for us.
Yeah.
But David is dealing with the midnight of his soul.
Sure.
Saul, his father-in-law is trying to kill him.
Trying to kill him. That's
His
right.
father-in-law took his wife away.
Did.
And we think all them Psalms is about peace and tranquility.
Yeah.
But he's like, nah, break their teeth.
Right.
Who you think he's talking about?
Yeah.
He's talking about people he knows.
Yeah. That's right.
You have abandoned me.
Yeah.
He's telling God that. You have abandoned me. This is a soul crying out. But we skip all that for Psalm 23.
And do.
And I'm like, I swear there's 150 of those.
Yeah. That's right.
And all of them ain't
That's
on
right.
the up and up.
That's right.
All of them ain't about, I'm ascending. I look to the hills from whence cometh my help.
That's right.
My help cometh from all them Psalms ain't about that.
No, you're right.
A lot of them Psalms is what you was talking about.
Sure. Yeah.
A lot of them Psalms is what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
We know those passages intimately.
Yeah.
I had almost given up hope
Almost.
until I went into the sanctuary of the Lord. Not convocation.
Right. That's right.
No disrespect.
You upset the ground.
Not convocation.
There you go again.
Until I went into the sanctuary, my place.
That's right.
Where I resolved,
We gotta resolve it.
you're
baby.
sovereign.
Sheesh.
You actually don't know me, and I demanded an explanation to my brother's death until I realized you are flipping sovereign.
That's right.
And you don't owe me one.
And you, doesn't
And I
that
will
suck?
understand it better.
By. That's what I said.
This is what I'm
That's what
saying. These niggas wrote these songs
Oh boy, oh boy.
and then sung it like it was happy. No, you wrote that song and encoded as that song
Yes,
is
sir.
the grief of
Yes, sir.
something that you wanted an answer to and did not get.
Didn't get it, bro. Didn't get it. Did not get it. Yeah. I like you. Ooh.
And then turned it into a song and we sung it, but you didn't give us the context.
Did not.
So then when we say, I'm sick with God right now, don't you do that.
That's right.
But nigga, that song means the same thing I'm saying.
It means that.
Because I didn't put it to a chord.
Yeah, that's right. That's the truth. No, you talking right. You talking right, man. I like you, Tim. You all right.
Thank you.
You all right by me, man.
And I like you.
I don't think you like a lot of people. I think you like people, but I think you're a lot like me. Like you like people, but you are real about when you don't like people. I think you're friends to a lot of people, and a lot of people probably think that they're your friend because you come off very, very friendly, but then there's a side of you that just don't like some people.
So here's how I would say it, because you're not wrong. I would just say it a different way.
Okay.
I love everybody.
I do too.
I do not like everybody.
I don't.
And when I say love, I genuinely love as I'm commanded to.
I do too.
So that's not like a flippant kind of like, no, I actually love you, but I also don't like you.
Yeah.
And here's why I don't like you. I don't like you because you're disingenuous. You're hypocritical. You're incongruent.
Sure.
I can see right through it.
Absolutely.
I'm never going to call you by name. I will
Never do it.
In your face. I will, if I got something to say to you, I will say it to you.
I believe it.
But what I also know is that whoever I don't like and whatever behavior I see in that person I don't like, that's not the only person that's operating in.
Sure.
So I'd rather address the behavior.
Yeah.
And tell people to watch out for the behavior of people like this.
I got you.
Because this one person ain't the only one that carries this behavior.
I got you. That's right.
If a spirit is influencing that behavior, it's influencing a lot of people that have that behavior.
Yeah.
You look at Weinstein, Epstein, Cosby, and Kelly. They were all operating under the same spirit. They were all doing the same thing.
Yes, sir.
Right? Like
that's right.
There's nothing new under the sun.
Nothing.
So I could play whack-a-mole with the names.
Sure.
Or I can address this spirit seduces people into using and abusing power for their own sexual gratification.
Yes, sir.
Watch out for that.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, that's good.
Because them niggas right there,
Yes, sir.
they all operate the same way. If you see this behavior, you can line up 10 people that's been church hurt and they'll tell me their story. And it's like, well, did the same person do it? No, they went to a church in South Carolina and that person's talking about the experience they had in Hemet, California. And this person's talking about something that they went through at a church in Freeport, Bahamas.
Yeah.
Well, what's the same? It's the spirit
It's the same thing. Yeah. Yeah. No, I got you.
And so I'm like, I don't need to sit up here and talk about a person.
Yeah, that's right.
Because a person ain't the issue.
That's good.
It's a spirit.
That's right.
And let's expose that spirit. And if that person gets exposed in that spirit, let's pray for that person as we've been commanded to pray for.
Yes, sir.
But I don't have to come to your thing.
No, and won't.
I don't have to listen to your message.
And I promise you I won't.
There's a fascination right now in culture where we actually subscribe to stuff we hate. I've never understood that in my life. Well, I'm squarely Gen X. There were shows, people say, did you watch Friends? I didn't like Friends.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
I watched Living Single.
Yeah, right.
Why would I watch every episode of Friends and I don't like the show?
Right. That's right.
But you got people that follow your account and don't like you.
They do it every day. Every single day.
And then leave a comment off of everything you say.
And we'll do it.
But won't unfollow you. Why would
never.
I be plagued by something I don't like?
And be mad if they block and don't like you.
Disney kept giving me gay. So I unsubscribed to Disney.
Oh, God. Jesus.
Disney ain't going to miss my $22, but they also ain't getting it. Are they about to go bankrupt? Because my $22 left?
They'll never.
Absolutely not.
They'll never do it.
But am I tired of them using black women in lesbian scenes to try to conflate black experience with gay experience? I'm absolutely tired of it. So guess what? You're not getting my $22. And I do want to see Secret Wars with Samuel L. Jackson. I do want to see how the Nick Fury storyline wraps up. I do want to see it, but you're going to throw another gay scene in there, and so now I have to not give you my $22.
Oh, my God.
Because I don't think you have to do that.
Where did they make you? Where did they make you?
In Maxine Ross's womb.
Okay. Oh, my God.
That's what happened.
No, I get it. I get
So I would just like to... So when I meet people, and I've been in church a long time, as you have.
Yep.
And I have experiences going back all the way to my childhood of the brokenness of men and women in church.
Yeah.
Because the only people in church is people from the street. That's the only people that got into the kingdom. Is people that was outside of the kingdom.
That's right.
Remember the first state you were born in? Sin.
Yep. That's right.
You were born again into the kingdom of God.
That's right.
So you actually have a birthplace, and nobody's birthplace outside of Jesus's is the kingdom.
Yeah, that's right.
Everybody's birthplace is a city state called sin.
That's right.
You're born again into the kingdom.
That's right.
So your default language is sinful.
And is.
And everybody's trying to nail that to the cross over and over and over again, like Jason, to be who they are. And some people do it really well, and some people don't. And when they don't, then their brokenness manifests in all these different ways, and people get hurt. That's not that. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
I can handle that. I cannot handle when people then deliberately, continuously, habitually,
Yes, sir.
behaviorally hurt other people.
Yep.
And then shindig bo 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 bo.
Yes, sir.
No, I will. You're a wolf,
Yeah.
and everybody I know personally will get a text message from me
Yeah.
that you're a wolf.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's how I handle stuff.
Okay. And then there's that.
Because that's how I see it in the Bible.
Okay. Understood.
Alexander the coppersmith did me much harm. That was a letter written to Timothy. That's a text message. That wasn't an email blast.
Right.
That wasn't a reaction video.
That's right. Wow. This little smile you do takes me down. It takes me down.
So,
yes, sir.
so if I'm gonna come after the person, I will run up on that person, and I have.
Yeah.
And if I'm gonna tell people to watch out for a person, it's got to be the people I know.
Yeah.
And then the behavior of that person I can address on the pod.
Okay.
And then that way everybody's up on game. Like, was you talking about so and so? I didn't have no particular person in mind, but if the shoe fits,
Yeah. Put it on.
put it on, see if it fits.
Yeah.
If it fits you, it just fits you. But it don't just fit you. It fits. It
Yes,
fits about
sir.
11 niggas.
No question.
Right.
There's no question. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
So that's my elaborate answer to your question. Yeah,
Okay.
I love everybody. I don't like everybody.
I can tell. Okay. Okay. You got a nice little staff here. I like your people.
These are my people.
Yeah. They good folks.
They are. And then my boys get to have a front row seat to
I like it.
all the things, which this is how we are training up our children. So you gave us.
I know. I threw you all the way off.
No, you didn't. Like, again, we go where we go.
Yeah.
We go where we go. I wanna know how you got into one of the most fascinating, intriguing. Maybe fascinating is not the right word. One of the things that intrigued me, and you know what? This is my first time actually making this connection. I think what drew me to you as an interviewer is I'm just now making this connect. Like, okay, I'm having an awareness as I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
So it's very, very interesting for me. It's an aha moment for me.
Okay.
I think what drew me to you as an interviewer when I used to watch the interviews you did with the people in church and musicians and stuff is you always held space for what they wanted to say. Whether you personally agreed with it or not.
That's right.
You allowed them
Absolutely.
to give their narrative.
Sure.
However true or not it may be.
Of course.
Because everybody is entitled to their version of the story.
Sure.
I was nowhere near doing what I'm doing now. But this is the aha. I'm like, I think you were at the very least sowed seeds for what I'm doing now because I watched all of them.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah.
And I was intrigued and interested in how you did it.
For those of you who don't know what he's talking about, I had this talk show. Is this the lowest of the lowest budget? We literally had one camera, like maybe two, and I would worked at the Word Network in sales, and they gave me free airtime. So I was like, oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I wouldn't ask for it. And I said, I want to interview people. I'm just curious about, how people think. And I just want to, go into, I want to talk to a Satanist and find out what they do and what they believe in. And I want to, just talk about things that bother me, like people who call themselves bishops and they have no training. They just go and pay $75 and get a certificate, and now you better call them bishop, and they put it on the cards.
Yep.
Or doctor,
Yep.
which really pisses me off.
Yeah.
Because I watched my mom, my uncle, and my aunt all earn their doctorates, and so there's that. Anyway, so I did this show on the Word Network, and I was on Saturdays at 4:30 p.m. when nobody was watching, and but it became a thing, and it was a lot of fun to do. And
but you held space for a lot of people that others would have called controversial.
Oh, absolutely.
Others would have been like, I can't believe you sat down with that person.
Yeah.
And you didn't have a combative gotcha.
Never.
Like it wasn't salacious. That's what I loved.
Yeah.
Is that it was, I'm telling you, like, I promise you, this is a right now moment where I'm like, yeah, Lexi got something to do with this.
Oh, that's what's up.
In me.
Oh, wow.
Because I watched it.
Yeah.
And I peeped it. Like, I didn't just watch it like, oh, yeah, I saw you a couple times. Like, I was sitting there watching like, oh.
Yeah. I was curious about Yvette Flunder. Yvette Flunder being the female bishop of, she calls it same gender loving. And she's married to her wife. And I didn't know too much about it back then. Now, this was back then.
Yeah,
this
for
was
sure.
Years ago. And about 15 years ago, when no one talked about it.
Right.
But I knew they had a church in Cali, and I knew that if I didn't know about it, then most people didn't. And I went and interviewed her, and that was a thing, and interviewed and met my good friend Bishop Carlton D. Pearson.
Mm-hmm.
The best time. And BET had already done a thing on Bishop Pearson at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And when I called him for the interview, and I was like, dang, BET got to him before I did. And I had my
With your
two
one
little
camera.
with my little one camera, and flew me and my cameraman down to Oklahoma. He said he got more phone calls from my interview than he ever did with BET, because I asked the right questions.
Yeah.
Because they don't know church.
Yeah, exactly right.
And they were just getting the story that he was a heretic and da-da-da-da-da. But I came from another place.
That's right.
And we became good friends. One of the greatest people I've ever met in my life.
Me too.
Greatest people I ever met.
Yeah.
In my whole life.
Yeah.
And yeah. I mean, and he texted me and he said, I'll never forget you being down for me when nobody, when a lot of people wouldn't. He said that's very big.
Yeah.
It's very big because people just wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But when I'm your friend, so
Yeah.
you want me as I'm the friend you want, because I'm going to show up and fight for you, beat someone down for you. I'm that, and I don't care what anybody thinks.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to do that.
I appreciate the ability to hold tension.
Okay.
That's what I appreciated about you
Okay.
in that season is your ability to hold tension. I don't have to agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to listen to you.
Absolutely.
Not debate you, not confront you,
Absolutely.
it's the B clause of it's one of the mantras of my life is the B clause of Proverbs 4:7. Wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom. And with all thy getting, get an understanding.
Okay.
You can't talk about something you don't know.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That you talking good. You talking good.
And that was one of the things that I was so endeared to when you sat down with several people that I'm like, I get to find out how they think.
How they think.
As opposed to just going, they gay.
Yep. That's
They
right.
do this. They do that. Why they do
right.
this? Why they do that? It's like, no, I can't understand if I'm talking.
That's right. Can't. That's right. No, you're talking good.
You can only understand if you're actively listening.
That's right.
And
I learned a lot of things. Satanists isn't even what we think.
Right.
We think that they worship Satan. They don't. They don't. They have nothing to do with the devil. Nothing to do with it. But they're called Satanists. They have nothing to do with the devil. They believe that they are their own power. They had nothing to do with the devil. I said, well, why do you call yourself that? They said, just because we were in rebellion of what everybody else thinks. Oh, okay. Well, there's that.
So you're a 16-year-old.
Okay, well, there's that.
That's what 16-year-olds do.
Absolutely.
Right? They're like, I'm just not going to obey my parents' rules because, I'm not calling you mom anymore. I'm calling you Sheila.
That's right. That's right. That's what a Satanist is. Who knew?
But, well, you did because you took the time to know.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people don't. Well, I can't even say a lot. The majority of people in our culture do not do that for any reason.
Yeah.
Whatever your 90-second clip is who you are.
90 seconds.
In
Yes,
totality.
Sir.
Yeah. I'm not going back to listen to the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go inquire. And even though you're 20 minutes away from me, I don't want to talk to you in person. I just need your soundbite for my algorithm.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's some of my gleanings in the last year and a half that I've been doing this.
Okay. Wow.
Oh, so what does your life look like now?
I don't know. Literally from day to day. You think I'm joking? I don't tell anybody this. I hate it here. I hate it here. Oh, God. Wow. 3 years ago, and I hate pregnant pauses, and I'm doing them. I hate them so much. A few years back, the Lord told me that time was up. Yeah, I don't talk about this because people don't understand it.
Yeah.
They don't understand it. We live a life as Christians, and I don't talk about it because people won't get it. 3 years ago or more, longer, the Lord said, time's up at my job. My son's in college. I'm a single mom.
And where are you working at this time?
The Word Network.
Okay, you're at the Word Network. Okay.
Yeah. And I am doing quite well.
Yeah.
And because I do what I do, and I've done it for years. And he said, time's up. And I heard it just like I'm talking to you. I'm walking down the hallway, and I hear the Lord said, time's up. And I went and sat down at my desk and literally sat like this for 1 hour. I didn't do a thing. I didn't talk to anybody. I just closed my door because I tried to act like I didn't hear it, but I knew that I heard it. And now I'm trying to figure out what am I going to do because I know what that means. It's like my first time at the rodeo with God, and I know how he works. If I don't move, he's going to make it happen. And I'd rather leave on my own than have him make it happen.
Yep.
I tell nobody this. Wow. And so there's that. And he told me to go, and I've been going. And so when you ask me what is my life like on a daily, weekly basis, I have my cosmetic company that is doing very well.
Good.
But this entrepreneur thing, it sucks. It's not, yeah, you get your own. All right.
If you say so.
All right.
Okay.
And some days it's light.
Yes, sir.
You go and look on that thing and it's, hello, is anybody there? And, yeah. And I'm literally walking by faith every single day.
Yeah.
Because I was told to. Yeah, that's where we are.
So I can identify with this.
I don't think you can.
Okay.
All right.
And I identify with it intimately.
I don't think you can.
Okay.
All right.
So I know what it is to be doing something that you love and or are so good at that you could ride it out on autopilot.
Yes, sir.
No one's ever going to fire you.
That's right.
Outside of illegality and immorality.
That's right.
Ain't nobody coming for you.
That's right.
I had this happen to me twice. I was at the Potter's House of Dallas, Texas.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I was the young adult pastor there for 4 years.
No.
We had been at the church for 13 and a half.
Really?
That's where I met my wife. That's where both my kids were born. I was a young adult pastor there for 4 years. Everything was beautiful.
Oh.
November of 2008, the Holy Spirit said, your season is coming to an end. So I thought it had to do with the position I was in. I'm like, oh, I guess I'm about to step out of the young adult position and go more to an executive pastor position or something like that. And I prayed all of 2009, and in January of 10, he said, this is your last year at the Potter's House. So I cried all of February and March, told Bishop in April, and I gave him an 8-month notice. December 31st of 2010 was my last year, my last day at PH. On January 1st of 2011, I had a 2-year-old, a 2-month-old, and 2 preaching engagements, and they were both in January. I know what you're talking about. I know you thought I didn't, but I did.
Okay. Okay. Oh, wow.
I know what that is.
Yeah.
And everybody, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, absolutely. What are you doing?
Are you out of your mind?
What are you doing, sir?
You are.
And ain't nobody on it.
What
is happening?
You must have missed God.
That's
Because there's
right.
no way he
That's
would
right.
tell you to.
That's right.
And and I did it.
Wow.
And when I did it, it was the end of some relationships.
Yeah, for sure.
It was the end of an era. It was the end of ministry as I knew it at that time.
Yeah.
And then the Lord goes, let me show you what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And that faith walk, that sometimes you get a fatted calf that comes through the door.
That's right.
And sometimes you get a little skinny crackhead calf that, and you like, ain't no meat on this.
That's right.
Is this beef jerky? I'm eating beef jerky this month.
There's no meat.
Right? There's no meat.
There's
no meat on this.
We're
thing
having
is dried.
broth tonight. Bone marrow broth on tonight.
Okay. So I went through that when I left PH.
Okay.
And then it happened again.
Yeah.
That made this all become what it is.
Yeah. Wow.
Because in September of 21, he told me that my time as a lead pastor was coming to an end. I was pastoring a dope church in Irving, 30 minutes from here. Wow. 4.5 minutes from where you're staying.
Really?
A church I loved. Church was thriving. Church was going well. I'm the darling. I know if I have to tell everybody they going to hell this weekend, they gonna say amen. I know them. They know me. I planted the church from scratch, and God gave me the blueprint for it. Raised it up, and then He said, "Your season's coming to an end." That was September of 2021. May of 2022, He said, "Start a podcast." I said, "No, thank you." I told him no 4 times. Like, no, I'm not doing it. And then 4 was my limit though, because Moses had told God, no, 4 times. I wasn't going to 5.
You wasn't going to
no,
5?
No. Because I'm a Bible guy.
Yeah.
Where I see precedent for it, I'll do it.
Okay.
But I wasn't going to 5.
That's funny.
Yeah, I got precedent. Everything I'm telling you,
Oh
I
my God.
got Bible for it. I don't have no willy-nilly doctrine. I'm in the book.
You in the book.
I'm in the book. They just don't like the way I talk about it. So I was like, okay, Lord, if you want me to do the podcast, I'll do the podcast. He said, the same way you have mentored and discipled people privately, that's the way I need you to talk publicly. And my response was, I'm going to get canceled. And he said, get canceled. I need you to talk like this. Stop code switching. Just talk how you talk privately. That's how I need you to talk publicly.
Wow.
And that's where all this came from.
Wow. Okay.
So your money is already in you. There's nothing outside of you that needs to come into you for this season that you're stepping into. There's nothing that needs to come from the outside of you. It'll come straight from the inside of you.
Wow. And you know this.
I know this for a fact. This is my third go round.
I love it.
It's my third go round.
So you literally, I need some headphones because y'all talking, and I got to hear the man of God because now he didn't hear the vein, and I need to hear. And so you've done this a few times.
Yes, ma'am. This is my third time.
So you walk.
I've walked this 3 times. I have a PhD, obviously not earned, and no disrespect. I have a PhD in transition. I know transition better than. If it's anything I trust him in, there's areas that I still have to have faith in God.
Sure,
because I haven't been. I've not gone this way before.
Sure,
right. So you got to have faith in those areas.
Yeah.
But when it comes to transitions, let me tell you what happened when I left PH. Again, I only had 2 engagements for the entire year, and I called myself an itinerant speaker. And both of them were in January. So when I tell you there was a drought February through the end of the year.
Oh my God.
I was like, and he wouldn't tell me nothing about until and so that he told me, he said, I will not talk to you about what's next until you leave what's now. Genesis 12. 1, 2, and 3. Get thee out of thy country and thy father's house to a place that I will show you.
I will show you.
So you have to leave before you go.
That's right.
Yeah. And
That's
leaving
right.
and going are not the same thing.
They're not.
Okay. So I had 2 engagements.
Okay.
At the end of the January, I had made 2/3 of my annual salary that I was making at PH. Because I told the Lord 3 things when I got my last check from PH. And I said 3 things to the Lord. I said, if this is you, if this transition is you, I need 3 things to happen. Number 1, Juliet can't go back to work.
Oh.
Because I had retired her from her job in 2004.
Wow.
Yeah, I retired her from her job in 2004. And so I said, if she has to go back to work, that's going to be a sign that I missed you. That's number 1. Number 2, I need a raise. Here's my annual salary from Potter's House. I need to exceed this salary. And here's what I was.
You are nuts.
And I said, here's how I'll know it's you. If I make a penny more this year than I made last year. So I wasn't asking like for no exorbitant amount, like I need to make 6 figures and it need to I just said, if I make a penny more than the salary I made annually at PH, I'll know you're with me.
Wow.
So I don't even need you to do it by much. Just beat it by a penny and I'll know you're with me. I just need to make more than I made at PH. I know you're with me.
Wow.
Number 3, I would not use Bishop Jake's name to get preaching engagements.
Yeah, that's right.
If you're calling me,
That's right.
they need to see the value in me.
That's
if
right.
it's because of this long list of stuff I did for him,
Wow.
I might as well stay with him.
Yeah, that's right.
Those are my 3 things. I stepped into 2011. At the end of January, I had made 2/3 of my annual salary at PH at the end of January. And the Holy Spirit said to me, in not so uncertain terms, it was one of the most firm times he's ever spoken to me about anything. He said, don't you ever ask me about money again. And from January of 2011 to this day right now, I've never asked him about money ever again in my whole life. Again, I gotta have faith for him for a lot of stuff. I don't talk to him about money ever. Ever. All of my accounts could go red. I would never even bring it up to him. since that day.
Tim, I don't think people know how crazy you are. You're a crazy, crazy man because people don't do this. We talk it,
Yeah.
but we don't really walk
Yeah.
the walk of faith.
Yeah.
I know very few people
Yeah.
that I can give you that actually walk it out,
Yeah.
that actually hear a word and actually go do it.
Yep. Well, everything I've ever gotten is because he told me to do. I don't have no good ideas.
Good grief.
There are good ideas and God ideas.
Yeah, for sure.
And the difference between the two is an extra O.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's right.
And the people that run off on a good idea, they wind up coughing up that extra O. They get a third way into it, halfway into it, then they
Yeah.
talking about some,
Yep.
I don't think we were supposed to.
Yep.
I think I missed. I don't think he meant that. So I don't do nothing unless he tell me to do it. Like podcasting was not my idea. He told me to do the podcast. That's why it's successful.
Wow.
It's the reason why I pop up in everybody's algorithm. Wow. It's not because I'm dope. God's my marketer. The more people that dislike it, it just forces the algorithm to the people that do. And so we pray for porn stars and actors and celebrities and basketball players, and they all in my DMs. Pray for my marriage and pray for this. And I feel abandoned. My family found out I do an OnlyFans page, and they abandoned me. And would you pray for me? And I saw a clip here and I saw a clip there, and I'm changing my lifestyle because of you. I became a basement dweller. I divorced my wife. A lesbian couple. I felt the Holy Spirit convict me as I was watching episodes. This, and this. Me and my wife started sitting down on the edge of the bed, and we determined that we can't stay married to each other if we're going to please God.
With something as silly as a podcast.
Just a podcast.
And we're not even in the basement.
We're on the second floor.
That's the lie of the century.
But it's a philosophy.
It is.
That if you go low, he'll raise you up.
I like it.
That if Jesus is the chief cornerstone, what floor would you want to live on?
I like it.
So that's so I didn't know I was going to tell you this because I didn't know.
It's too safe around here.
But I just feel like I just want to, and I do have the gift of faith. So that needs to be said as well, that I don't just have a measure of faith. I do have the gift of faith. I believe God. I just do. And for you to have listened to his voice, I can tell you exactly what's going to happen. You will have more money than you made at the Word Network. Hands down. It's not even a, I know how he works. This has happened.
Yeah.
Over and over and over again. And he loves to prove his point.
Yeah. That's what I know about him.
He loves to prove his point. He has done it in my life in the same way you felt uncomfortable with the introduction.
Yeah.
That's how I feel uncomfortable with the influence he's given me.
Wow.
Like I've literally been like, I feel like God in this season of my life is the dad at the football game or the basketball game that won't shut up when their son is like, like I'm on the bench and he's like, put 12 in. He's the greatest coach. Put 12 in. He's amazing. And like, I clearly suck and I've only averaged 2 points a game.
That's
right.
funny.
And the moment I get subbed in, number 12's in that game. That's my son. Oh my God, I love number 12. They pass me the ball. Shoot it, son. You're the greatest 3-point shooter since Steph Curry. He's obnoxious.
I like it.
I'm not supposed to be on everybody's algorithm.
Yeah. You came up in mine.
I'm not supposed to be.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to be doing a book tour in 3 weeks.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm not supposed to be a candidate for a New York Times bestseller.
Wow.
I'm not supposed to be I've been doing this 27 years and no one has cared. Except for the people that have cared, right? Like I didn't have no big profile. We had 30,000 people in my Instagram 2 years ago. I thought that's a lot of people.
Yeah, it is.
It's a small town. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
But when you obey him, when you say yes, and I love your answer. It's the answer that strategists hate to have. It's the answer that planners hate to have. It's the answer that that professionals hate to have? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just doing what I was told to do. I was just doing what I was told. And people don't understand that. They think it's wild. And it is wild if you think about it.
It's wild if you didn't hear it.
Yeah. And I can't escape what I heard. But anyway. I'm just. This is actually going to air. Oh, throw it in the trash. Delete. Somebody hit the delete button.
Oh my goodness.
Cut these mics off. Please. Hey guys, don't ever come to the basement. Please don't. You will spill your guts. You'll tell it all. You don't even know how you got here.
Oh my goodness.
Golly. It's like that dream that you have. That dream that you're in front of a room just naked. But booty naked. It's out here.
Well, I appreciate you even in your discomfort, sharing where you are.
Yeah.
I do, because it's a and I'm glad you said it just so I could tell you exactly what's going to happen next, because it's not a fluke.
Yeah.
God's not a respecter of persons.
Yeah.
All the way through Hebrews 11, he just keeps saying it over and over. By faith, this joker did this, and guess what happened? And by faith, that joker did that. And then time doesn't even afford me to talk about Samson and Jephthah. And I mean, he just keeps going off. Mm-hmm. It's a obedience is a cheat code.
Yeah.
It's an absolute cheat code.
I'm finding that out.
Yeah. So I'm actually excited about your next.
Yeah.
The next that you don't know.
Yeah.
Super excited about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's walking on water, man. Yeah, Lee.
That off the boat stuff is that real stuff.
It's that real stuff. And I don't see a lot of people do it. And that's the thing. I don't see a lot of people do it.
Yeah. Well, their belief is based on their paycheck.
That's right.
Their guaranteed paycheck.
And ain't nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh my God, it feels so good.
Yeah. It's a great season.
Oh my God.
And then
that every 2 weeks, when that 2 week hit, Doc, come on here. Yes, sir.
Listen, Elijah was having the time of his life by the brook Kishon, getting ravens sending him bread.
Yes, sir.
Twice a day in the middle of a famine, bread and meat.
Wow.
Do you know how miraculous it is for a starving bird to put bread in its beak and not swallow it? Do you know how miraculous it is to pluck meat off of a dead animal that should be rancid and it be clean by the time it hit the prophet's mouth?
Yeah.
We don't even understand how miraculous that whole episode is. And then he says, now go to Zarephath, for I've commanded a woman to take care of you. That's the season that there's a season where you're miraculously provided for, and there's a season where he says, go in somebody's house.
Wow.
Partner with somebody. They got something for you and you got something for them.
Yeah.
And there's reciprocity in that season. But both seasons are miraculous.
Yeah.
And they're seasonal.
Yeah. Seasonal. Nice.
And you could have a 20-year season, but it's still seasonal.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right.
So whatever he has for you now is not to even
Yeah.
in a smug way say something about the last season. It just means that he wanted you in this season not to be dependent on anyone else for what he wants to do for you now.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to leave it alone.
All right. We're not going to touch it.
Yeah, I'm going to leave it alone no more. You said you were in school. I'm intrigued.
Yeah. I want to know what you know.
About what?
You know a lot. And I want to get into it. I'm in getting my MDiv.
Let's get it.
Yeah, it's gotten. Yeah, man.
What provoked this? What made you want to do this?
Me and my husband and I we started taking classes, and then we had to drop them.
Yep.
And I don't know, over the past years, I've just been wanting to do it. It was never the right time. And this opportunity sat in my lap. My friend is going to college. I mean, getting his MDiv, and everybody's,
Yeah.
So I'm in the same school that, William Murphy and Hezzy and everybody's in this mug. Marissa Farrow and just everybody. I said, why are you keep talking about this?
Yeah.
And Samuel DeWitt Proctor's School of Theology at Virginia Union University.
Nice.
And I was like, I want to be down. Y'all ain't smarter than me.
Right.
And so I enrolled and got in. I want to know.
Yeah.
I want to know what y'all know. I love when you have a thought and I see it. I see your brain when it gets a thought and you immediately go to scripture.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Got you.
And I want to know more.
That's beautiful.
I gotta know more.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So that when God wants to tap in, because it's not all fun and jokes over here. It's
not.
It's people are hurting. People are they're losing it.
Yeah.
And I want to help.
Yeah.
And I just want to have it in there so at any moment he can bring it out.
Absolutely.
So that's where I am.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
That by itself is gonna be the reason why you enjoy the experience.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a planned outcome? Do you anticipate? Do you know what you want to do with it?
Hey Tim, I don't know what I'm doing.
Got it.
From day to day. I don't think you heard me when I told you.
I heard you.
Because I said it the first time.
You did.
And I don't think you was with me.
I did.
When I say I don't know, and I'm literally like walking, and it's like do this, and I'm do that, and it works out, and it opens up, and I was like, okay, I'm supposed to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Now what? I don't get any instruction.
I get it. So here's what I would tell you for this: nothing is wasted.
Yes, I believe that.
Nothing is wasted.
Yeah, I know that.
And on the other side, I just can't wait to see what he wants to do with it. If this is what you getting blended into your smoothie right now.
That's right.
I can't wait to see what comes out on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you have blessed me today.
Oh, I appreciate you, Doc. I enjoyed you. I've learned a lot. I don't know what this was. Is this what people do on podcasts?
On this one. Yeah. On this one.
Yeah, man. It's almost like a therapy session, almost.
Well, I have, I gave my life to Jesus 28 years ago.
Okay.
And I've been in some form of counseling and or therapy for 26.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah. So I was sexually abused by a teenage boy for about 6 months or so.
Okay.
That lived across the street from me.
Okay.
My younger brother was as well. Every young kid on the block actually was.
Wow.
And so it just, talk about a blackout. When you're 8 and you're sexualized, you don't know what to do with that, right? So by 12, I was exposed to pornography, and that became my medication. Like porn and masturbation was like the way I medicated my trauma. And my mom caught me watching porn at 19 years old. And a night that should have been filled with shame was actually the night that all the lights came on in my family, because I confessed, because I knew what the root was.
Sure.
That, like, she caught me with the fruit.
Yeah.
But I was able to say, my 8-year-old self in my 19-year-old body got to tell mommy who hurt him. And so that night, my brother shared what happened to him. Then my mom shared what happened to her when she was 6. And then my dad shared what happened to him when he was 5. So it was like a 200-pound slab of concrete came off of my chest. And Lexi, I made a decision right then and there. I will never hold a secret again as long as I live. Point blank, period. I don't care if it outs me. I don't care if it embarrasses. I'll just never hold a secret again as long as I live. And that was at 19. And then 20 is when I gave my life to Jesus. And I was going down to every altar call for lust and asking people to pray it away and all that kind of stuff. And it wasn't going away. And then I realized after 2 years, altar calls just opened a can of worms. Like I do know the stories verifiably of people that have come down to the altar and the taste of cigarettes went away from them. And
Sure.
but I was like, I'm sorry, my penis is still getting hard. And
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
This ain't working.
This ain't working. So I sat down with a therapist and I was like, I need to know what I don't know. And I started to get freedom.
Yes, sir.
And started to get context to what was happening in my body. Like my body's holding trauma. And that's different from thoughts that are in my mind. And so I started getting through all of that. And then it just became my barber session.
Yes, sir.
Like my hair's growing back and my fade ain't looking that dope. And I need a cut. Like I need somebody to get my edge up back right. Like, and that's why I was just over here doing my little happy dance when you were talking about therapy earlier. It's like you won't drill your own cavity.
That's right.
But you know where you are emotionally. Yep. At all times.
You don't.
Like you
can't. Yeah, you can't. I had dreams. I would have dreams of my husband. I would have these dreams, and the dreams were so disturbing. Dreams that I couldn't get to him, and every dream was the same. And it was always that he was sick and I couldn't find him. But I would know where he was, and the whole purpose of the dream was for me to get to him. Something would happen, the car wouldn't start, or the crowds would hold me back, and I couldn't get to him. And by the time I got to where he was gone. And I would wake up, and I would be sad. But when I went to therapy and took it seriously, and went there on a consistent basis, the dream, I wouldn't have those dreams anymore. And one day I had this dream. I'll never forget it. And I had this dream that I was in a bookstore. It's the weirdest thing. I was in a bookstore and I was there to hear somebody read from their book. And somebody said, "Psst." And I turned around and it was him. And he winked at me and he smiled. And I woke up. And I woke up and I cried. And I thank God because I was free.
Wow.
I was free in my dreams.
Yeah.
He made me free.
Yeah.
And that came from therapy.
Yeah, for sure.
And digging it out and allowing them to go into the places that I didn't want them to go.
That's right.
And it therapy blessed me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's literally the cornerstone of my sanity. It's the reason why
no question
people are
about
not
it.
dead. And
no question.
The reason why I haven't busted a Martin Lawrence and just ran down the street with a gun with my drawers on.
That's right.
People don't get like that by themselves. You know what I mean? And so these 26 of my 28 years in therapy has just allowed me to have a very peaceful nervous system. And that's the gift I try to give people that come to the house.
Oh, yeah, you gave it, brother.
Yeah.
You gave it. The only thing you didn't give me is that your wife's cooking. We'll talk about that. We're gonna have a conversation about that.
Yeah, I mean, we can still that everybody's just getting over like whatever sicknesses that ran through the house, but I was covered. I must have put the
I don't know what's
blood
happening
over the doorpost of my life. But
okay.
Everybody else went down except me.
Okay.
Maybe mine has a delayed reaction, or I think I'm just sanctified. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Delayed reaction.
It's a delayed
it was
reaction.
Delayed.
I so appreciate you taking the time to be here.
No, it was my pleasure.
It is.
This was the craziest podcast I've ever done. It's the craziest interview I've ever had.
Really?
Oh my God.
Like good or bad though?
Oh no, like I'll determine that later. I've never gotten this deep ever. Who does this? We don't do this. And I'm not one to hold back.
Yeah, for sure.
But we never go this deep,
Yeah.
bro. Like, what's happening? Yeah, you different. Like, this is, people don't do this.
Yeah. Well, this is what we felt like. This is what I did in private for the people that I mentored and discipled.
Nice.
And then the Holy Spirit, after I got married to Juliet, we got married in 99. So we'll be 25 this year. When I got married to Juliet, one of the things the Holy Spirit told me in prayer one day was that you would be trusted by people and they will trust you and they will tell you everything.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, that was 25 years ago.
Why didn't you tell me that before we started? That should have been a disclaimer.
I didn't know.
You suck for that.
But
You could have told me that, bro.
But I really do feel like that when the environment's stable and people are safe, the gift that I hope to give everybody is that they are seen, heard, known, and still loved.
Understood.
That's what I want everybody to experience.
Yeah.
Because that's what every human wants, right?
Sure.
To be
Absolutely.
seen, known, heard, and still loved. I saw you do this for people, and again, even if they're disagreed with, you can still be loved.
No question about
right?
that.
And so it doesn't have to be hostile. It doesn't have to be all this stuff. To your point, I have not lost a spouse, but I might as well have been a homicide detective with the amount of people that I've lost in my life.
Jesus.
I've been to more funerals, exponentially more funerals than the average person has ever been to in their life. And these are all people that I love and adore and been close to. And all throughout my life, it's just scattered literally with death. So I'm very acquainted with it.
Sure.
And that gives you a perspective and like what you said earlier, like ain't nothing that serious.
It's not.
It's just not that serious.
I promise you.
Even if I don't like you, it's not that serious.
It's not.
Because we're not going to be here that long. It's a vapor.
Somebody who gets it.
Yeah, it's a vapor.
Yes, sir.
And no matter, you can go, again, you can go run up the score all you want. They're going to get 2 sentences out of it.
Yeah.
Out of your whole freaking life.
That's right.
Some lady was a dancer and she died in her 90s. And they said she was a dancer.
That's right.
I said, nigga, I know.
What's happening?
I know this is somebody's grandmama.
Yes, sir. We
and
can't give no
somebody's
more than
spouse.
this. That's right.
She danced.
Yep.
Nigga, what?
What?
Y'all got her down to 2
That's
words.
right. I need a little more.
Chica boom boom dance.
Yep.
Nigga, that's it.
Done. Out. That's right.
All that life.
Yep. And guess what? And they going back to work. After that funeral,
They gonna eat.
It pissed me off.
They gonna fall over your casket.
My husband's funeral, them jokers went back to work. The street lights wasn't off. My bill still came in the mail, and had some of the worst people turn. I've learned more about people in that tragedy and that crisis
Yep.
than I ever. People show they tail.
They
when
do.
You go. I never saw it. I don't know. Maybe you can speak to. I don't know what spirit comes with that. When you lose someone, it almost like it something tears in a portal opens, and Dr. Strange opens this porthole, and the demons come through, and they just try to kick you when you're down, and it comes with.
Yep.
You know, it's like your fries that come with that combo meal.
Yeah.
It's like you lose somebody and craziness is attached to it.
Absolutely.
And I don't know why that is, but every person that I've seen, that it works like that.
Well, the unresolved trauma in other people.
Why does it show up then?
Because
It's weird.
people that don't know how to deal with grief here's my statement. Whatever doesn't come up and out of your mouth through words will come up and out of your body through actions.
Okay.
And people that cannot articulate the pain they're in,
Okay.
act it out.
Oh, then there's that. Okay. All right, I'll go with that. Or just plain crazy.
And
Or you just
they
crazy.
can just be crazy.
And you don't know when to shut your mouth. And it's just the wrong time. How about that? Can we resolve?
Okay, so
What happened to just plain crazy?
Well, let's make sure crazy is definitely on the board. Here's another one that needs to be on the board.
Mm-hmm.
Ignorance.
And then there's that. I like it. Okay.
So let me give you the one that sent me into orbit.
Okay.
And it was such a seemingly germane episode, right?
Okay.
It's almost like, Tim, really? Like they were just, but this is the type of ignorance that exists in the church that makes me want to disembowel people. Sorry for being that graphic. I didn't even know I was going to say that. Can't remember the last time I said disembowel, but I just saw somebody split all the way open from the navel to the
still
gravel.
talking about it. And
Okay, I'm gonna stop.
keep stopping.
So I come in church. this person walks up to me, knowing that my brother had died, and says to me, there's a double portion that's about to come to you.
What?
That, I know your brother died, but I believe God's about to give you a double portion. And I was like,
A double portion?
mother effer.
What are you talking about?
I don't want a double portion of anything. I want Miles.
Why would you say that? That's so weird.
Ignorance. Wow. People don't know how to allow their presence to be the
To be enough. Just shut your mouth.
Shut the
my God. I had a friend of mine that would just come to my house and sit. He wouldn't say a word. He would just show up and he would just sit. And it was the best thing. And I would be in my room at just this fact that I knew that he was downstairs. And that was the best gift. I still think about it. And this was 1,000 years ago. And I'll never forget. Yeah.
Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art talking to me.
Yeah.
No. For thou art
You're with me. Yeah,
me.
you're just with me.
He is a very present help.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
In the time of trouble.
That's right.
My god sister lost her mom. Hit my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Hello? Mama died!
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I told you, I gotta go.
Yep.
She said, go now. She was waiting at the screen door when I pulled up. I made a beeline to her. I hugged her. She snotted in my
That's right.
in my shoulder.
That's right.
We sat on the couch.
Yep.
I did not open my mouth for 2 hours.
Ain't nothing to talk about. What we gonna say? When my husband died, I didn't go back to the church. For what? I'm mad. I'm angry. I don't know my right hand from my left hand. My son wakes up every day and he goes, "Where's Daddy? Where's Daddy?
Nope.
Where's Daddy?" I said, "He's in heaven." Okay. 15 minutes. When's Daddy coming? Daddy coming back from heaven? Where's Daddy?
Jesus, I can't even
Where's Daddy?
imagine.
Every single day, he couldn't understand the concept of death. And you could try to explain it. He's 3. And he was a daddy's boy. He was always with his daddy.
Sheesh.
And so I'm not going back to that church.
Nope.
Absolutely not. You can forget about it. And my pastor came. Oh, boy, it's like my daddy. He came. And I looked at him like Eddie Murphy did in Dreamgirls. You know that look? And look up like, what do you want me to do? And I said, just tell me why. I'm sitting on the floor and I'm crying and he's sitting on the couch. I said, just tell me why. And he said, and tears start running down his face. He said, I don't know, kid. That was the best thing he ever could have said to me.
Wow.
I don't know.
The gift of I don't know. We don't need a reason for everything.
He didn't try to fix it.
Yeah, no, there was no Jesus glitter to put on it.
He couldn't fix it. It was that was his best friend. That was his boy. That was his dog.
Wow.
He had fell out. They had to get him together. So he had nothing. He said, I don't know. I can't fix it. And it's okay not to fix it. Stop trying to fix it. There's something, we're human. We can't fix it. We're not God. Quit it. And when we quit and when we stop and we got to let God do it. He allowed it. And so now God, you got to fix it.
That's right.
Because I got nothing on it.
That's right.
I had no dog in the fight. I don't know how to. You got to do it.
Yeah.
You got to make it better.
Yeah.
I'm just going to sit here and these cards that we read during services and read and
the resolution.
What is the resolution, my friend?
May it be resolved.
Nigga, he's dead.
That it's already resolved.
It's already resolved, my dude. I got his death certificate right here. What you talking about? What you mean? At my husband's funeral, I said no resolutions.
Thank you.
I just don't read no cards.
Thank you.
Always give me some music,
Yep.
and only this person can speak, and that's it. And it's a wrap, because we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it. I talked to his mom.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even let the casket be open.
Good.
Because we be there now.
Yeah.
I'd still be there, my dude. You got to know yourself. I would still be there to this day if they had opened that closing.
Yeah.
Hey, man, don't do it. I can't.
Exactly.
I'm not into it.
Yeah.
I'm not. I had the most unconventional service, and people followed suit after me.
Of course.
Because people had never not had. I knew what I could handle.
That's exactly right.
I can't see my husband in a box.
Yeah, for sure.
That's not for me.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely correct.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so that's why I give Marvin Sapp that's my dude.
Yeah.
I gotta give him kudos.
Yeah.
Because when Melinda passed, after it was all over and
Yeah.
everybody left, and was this big fanfare was gone, and and we sat, him and I, down in a room, and he said, "Just tell me how I'm gonna get through it. Just tell me, cause I ain't got it, kid. Just tell me." And I said, "This is gonna be. I got nothing for you, bro.
Yeah.
This next year, if you can get through the first of everything, you gotta make it through the first. The first Christmas without her. The first her birthday. Your first birthday, your first Thanksgiving, the first date of the day that y'all started dating, and the first anniversary of your wedding. And if you can get through the first Mother's Day, if you can get through the 3 kids, you have 3 kids, Marvin, if you can get through their birthdays, the first, if you can crawl through that first year, you're gonna make it."
And we talking, just so y'all know, crawl, Shawshank Redemption.
Crawling through doo-doo.
That part.
My dude.
Yeah, that one.
And everything unimaginable. Crawling when you're looking. I remember looking up at the clock, and I was like, dang, it's only 6:00. There's some more hours left of this day. The hours got so long. It's like the horror movie when you running down the hallway, and all of a sudden the hallway gets longer, and you running, and that's what every day felt like. And I talked to him. How do we get back here? Get me out of here. Take this mic and throw it out the window. I'm done. Goodbye, church. How did we get back here? We were wrapping it up. Tim. Yeah, but anyway.
Yeah.
Get out of here. I don't want to be here anymore.
I want to say this, and then I promise I'll let you out of here. Because I want you to come back.
There's no more to talk about. There's nothing left.
I promise you there is.
Oh my God.
I will say this. I commend you on knowing your boundary.
Absolutely. That was my point.
Yeah. I commend you.
Marvin tucked her in.
Yep.
And closed the casket.
Yeah.
I was sitting there and I said, there's no way.
Yeah.
I watched him do it. And I said, dude, how did you do that? He said, I had to do it. I had to be the one that did it. He said, that was my wife. I wasn't going to let no funeral director do it. I cared for her. I loved her. She had my kids. And I was going to be the one that tucked her in. And he did that thing that the funeral home.
Yes, absolutely.
This thing, whatever that is.
Yep.
He did it.
Yep.
I watched him do it.
Yep.
And he closed that. That was his service to his wife.
Yes.
That's how Marvin did it.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct.
Lexi couldn't do
Yeah,
that.
absolutely correct.
I didn't have it in me.
Absolutely.
The funeral home called me and said, hey, and they wanted to do such a good job because everybody loved Mike.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
And they said, he looks good, Lex. Come and see him. I said, hey, guys, that's a no for me. And they sat on the phone and they said, excuse me? I said, won't be there. Because this was my first time at the rodeo.
Yeah,
I didn't know that that's what you do.
Yeah,
you got to come and see.
You do.
Oh,
There's no way.
nigga.
Yeah.
Guess who's not coming?
Yeah.
Who's got 5? Who's got 10 fingers?
Yep.
And ain't going?
Yeah.
This girl?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not going.
Juliet's already told me she will not do that for me.
No. You can forget it.
Yeah, she's not doing that.
Absolutely
She
not.
doesn't do that.
What?
Yeah, she does not do that.
And my mom, who, she cuts on cadavers. That's how
Yeah,
she
yeah.
became a doctor. She's
Yeah.
like, I'll go. Yeah, you'll have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, get into it.
Doctor.
Yeah, go,
Yeah,
Mom.
exactly.
That's what
Yeah.
you do.
Handle
She
your
came
business.
Back, oh, he looks so good. He looks just like himself. I said, great, good.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
There ain't no way.
Yeah.
So I had
Yeah,
was
absolutely.
closed.
Yep.
I talked to his mother.
Mhm.
They was born in Louisiana, so you already know they was gonna get in the
No.
casket. So they don't have to worry about that. They was gonna tip that mug over. They was getting in. No, I'm gonna get in. Y'all just close it. I'm just gonna get in here with him.
Yep. Yep.
And so she said, yeah, that'd probably be your best bet.
For sure.
Yeah, because everybody coming up
Yeah,
from
no
down
way.
south.
No.
Crazy.
No.
Closed it. No resolutions read. No cards read.
Good for you.
And we just had the biggest celebration.
Yeah.
And what did people start doing after that? The exact same thing, because some people have limits.
Absolutely.
And they realize, I can't do this.
That's right.
We didn't even have a wake.
Yeah.
Wake for what?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm good, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
What we're not going to do is have 3 days.
No, we're gonna prolong this.
What are we doing?
Yeah, exactly.
So
exactly.
I had people come over to the house, and I said, if I keep his clothes here, because I had heard and seen widows that leave their husband's voice on the voicemail forever,
Yeah,
because they and you can't get past it.
yeah.
If his clothes stay in here, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to smell them for the next
100 years.
100 years.
Yeah, what are we talking about? Absolutely.
Please come and bag this up.
Yeah.
Is there anything I can do? Yep. I need about 6 of y'all to come to the house, and I need y'all to. I don't want to see a damn bottle of medicine anymore. My husband was not a sickly man, and the last thing I want to do is remember him being sick. Take that damn walker out of here. I want it out. I don't want to see it.
Yes, good.
I don't want to see the prescriptions. I don't want to see his walker. Anything that resembles sickness, I want it gone. And I'm going to leave for about 4 hours. And when I get back, I don't want to see it. That's where I was. And they did that for me. They cleared the house of every medication. You know what I mean? I had
Yes,
to
I
do
do.
that for
You.
me.
Yep. You will never properly leave what you do not properly grieve.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you embraced every part of the grief process.
At a different times. At that time, I had to do that, but then I still checked out for 2 years.
Yeah.
And
It takes as long as it takes.
it takes as long as it takes.
It takes as long
But
as it
had
takes.
I done the right thing, I think I would have been. I know for a fact. I started therapy, and all I did my first day of therapy is I just cried.
Yeah.
I thought that was stupid, so I didn't go back.
Not knowing
I
that was
didn't know.
that was part of it. That's
And
all
I
you
said,
needed to do the first.
why am I spending $100 for a session and all I'm doing is crying for the entire hour?
Yeah.
I'm wasting her time and mine.
Wow.
And I stopped,
Yeah.
and I lost my mind.
Yeah.
For the next couple of years,
Yeah.
made some of the biggest mistakes of my life
Yeah.
because I didn't do therapy.
Yeah.
The moment I took therapy seriously is when I got healed.
Yep.
Changed my life.
Yep.
Had I done it then.
Yep.
But it was years, light years later when I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you were. This is why we weren't done.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever.
This is why we weren't done.
Everything's not spiritual, Tim.
I didn't say it. I just said this is why.
Oh, I want to be done.
Because the gift is one thing, the vulnerability. The application is another.
Yeah, for sure.
And you're helping some people who are widowed
Yeah.
understand how to apply.
Yeah.
The application of what does Monday look like? What does Tuesday look like?
Ooh-wee.
How did I do this? How did I do that? Maybe I shouldn't have watched them close the thing. I remember with Miles, 55 people gave their life to Jesus at my brother's casket. Everybody rejoiced. I wanted all of them in hell.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
Yeah.
I'm like, all 55 of y'all can go to hell.
Absolutely.
And bring my brother back.
Sure.
Because Christ already died for you.
Absolutely.
If his death wasn't enough,
Yeah.
what Miles'
Why?
was needed? Really?
Right. Yeah.
So I was pissed with everybody that got saved. And then when we went to the gravesite, after the ashes to ashes, dust to dust, I couldn't do that part. I had my cousin Arthur do that. I eulogized him. I was like, but I can't do that.
Okay.
So ashes to ashes, dust to dust. And then, they wait till everybody leaves, and usually dusk when they put the casket in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I called them people. I said, bring the people now, the gardeners, the attendants, whatever y'all do, whatever their name is with the little green shirts. Mm-hmm. They came. I said, get me a shovel.
Wow.
And they brought the shovel.
What was that about?
I had to bury him.
Why?
Because I wasn't coming back. Closure for me is, you are not here anymore. So I'm not coming back here.
Dude, what's happening?
I'm not coming back here to visit you.
Do you
You're
know,
not here.
Do you know I don't know where my husband's plot is? I couldn't tell you.
Mm-hmm. I get it.
His mother would, say something, or I said, what am I going to do that for?
Yeah.
He's not there.
No, he's not there.
I'm going to do what?
Right.
I'm going to talk to who?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why
do you cry?
This nigga, he going all the way to Easter. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Never went. I don't even know where it is. Some would say that's disrespectful. Some would say, now come on, don't do that. Don't give me that face. Because people go.
They do.
They go and then they'll sit and that's their thing.
That's
and
their
trust
thing.
me,
That's
I ain't
thing.
tripping.
Not me either.
At all.
Yeah.
If that's your thing, whatever does it for you, I can't.
Yeah.
For what? Man, I can't do it.
I put the dirt on the casket.
Yes, sir.
A couple of my homies went and got some shovels too, and Miles, we gonna miss you. They did like 3 or 4 symbolic kind of turns of the dirt.
Yeah.
I kept going.
Of course.
I popped that penguin collar off so quick.
Yes, sir.
And I was sweating my brow.
Really? Really?
Because when I do this
is it.
I'm chunking you the deuces until I see you again.
Until I see you again.
In 2020, I took both of my boys to California.
Okay.
Because they're upper middle class suburban kids. And they had been listening to some thug music.
Yes, sir.
And I had to remind them they're not.
Not at all. Y'all so soft. My son's so soft. He's been in the suburbs his entire life. And he'll tell you, he said, I won't fight you. I'll call the authorities. I'm not going to fight you. I will sue you and I'll call the authorities.
That's exactly right. That's
right.
So that is Timothy, Nathan, and Noah Samuel. Mm-hmm. So I took them back to L.A. because I'm from Inglewood. I'm from the hood. Yep. So I took them back and showed them like, this is where your dad was born.
That's right.
And I took them in the daytime.
Yes, sir.
Broad daylight.
Yes, sir.
That was a bougie trip, which also proved that they're not.
But then there's
gangster
that.
Because we first classed it there.
You're not staying in the Days Inn.
Rented a Denali.
Come on here.
And drove cross country back.
And did.
But I said, I need to introduce you to your Uncle Miles.
Yeah. Wow. Nice.
Buried him in 2004. I didn't go back until 2020.
Really?
And I had to go to the office and find out where his plot was.
And find out where it was.
I didn't know where he was. I had to call my dad and figure out where he was. He said he's buried here. I go out there. We find the little lot and the plot and, and take 10 steps to like you're going for a damn buried treasure.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Walk 15 by the tree.
Right.
And so I get over there and I look and I see his little slab, right? See his little face. And I'm like, this is where your Uncle Miles is, right? And then I look next to it and I see Gertie. I was like, Gertie. I was like, gosh, I guess that was a name from the 40s because my aunt's name is Gertie. And I looked again and Gertie Mae Salter.
Wow.
I was like, that's my aunt.
Wow.
And I called my dad back and I was like, Daddy, I said, is Miles buried next to Aunt Gertie? He said, yeah. I ain't seen Aunt Gertie since Aunt Gertie died.
Wow. Wow.
So I have to look in, for me, you ain't dead till I see you. And then after, I'm never coming back over here.
Sure.
They could put you in a wall. They could put you in the tower.
Absolutely.
They could put you in the Washington Monument.
That's right.
I won't see you. I'm not coming back here.
When
you left the earth.
I took my son took him from daycare.
Yep.
I picked him up, and when I got back to the hospital, when the elevator doors opened, I looked at my mother, and my mother was crying. And my mother's not a crier like that. And I said, and I just looked at her and she looked at me and she did a smile. And I said, he's gone? And she said, I don't know who I gave my son to. I think I just let go of his hand. And I just started making it to the room, started walking towards the hospital room. And when I got there, I looked at him. He looked completely different than when I left him. I just left.
Wow.
And I looked at him and he, literally, I saw that what is us, which is, I'll say, a little ball of light that makes this machine of the body move, that comes out through our eyes, and what makes us us had left. That's the only way I can describe it.
It makes perfect sense.
It's like the light or the engine that makes us go.
That's right.
Was gone.
Yep.
And I looked at him and I said, and I remember did that. And I said, oh, he
gone.
He's gone.
Yeah.
And I wish I had the vocabulary to,
No.
because it's not coming out the way I want to. And I just remember hitting his foot and I said, wow. And that was the last time I saw him.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to do it anymore.
Only somebody, here's the reason why I believe you can't articulate it.
Yeah.
When you've been intimate with somebody, you know when they're gone.
Yeah.
There was a, do you remember the name Terry Schiavo? Okay. There was a unprecedented case that took place out of Florida. A young lady named Terry Schiavo was in like a horrible accident. She was on life support. The husband wanted to pull the plug. The parents wanted to keep her on life support. And every gurgle that she made, every twitch of her eye, every, tremble of her hand, they saw as a sign of life.
I see.
The husband looked at those same things and said, she gone.
She gone.
And they wind up in a court battle. The husband wanted to pull the plug. The parents said, no. Wow. She's still there. This man, it was such a prolonged thing. He's already with a new woman.
Wow.
You know what I mean? He's still legally married to the shell of his wife.
Wow.
And then he's like I got needs. You know what I mean?
Right.
I got to move on. And they wound up, when they finally went back and forth and finally pulled the plug and did autopsy, like 2/3 of her brain were gone. And what my takeaway from that was, when you give birth to something, you'll try to keep it alive at all costs.
Sure.
But when you've been intimate with something, you know when it's over.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that is an intrinsic thing that I don't even know. And I know you're a wordsmith. You're good with words. I'm good with words. Nobody's going to be, if my wife is in the same position, I won't be able to put that into words.
Yeah, no, you can't.
I know it in my knower.
Yep.
My knower knows you're gone.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Yeah. Like you are bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh.
That's right.
You're not here anymore.
That's right.
I know this.
Yeah.
You're breathing. You're not here.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope this helps somebody, because this sucks. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot, bro.
What?
What happened?
That was a divine moment. I'm going to tell you why. I never tell Hector what to title this show, what to title my pods.
I just got it. Yeah.
Good grief.
Good grief. Good grief. Yeah. Yeah.
Good grief.
Yeah.
And as I was saying, you literally whispered, good grief.
Good grief.
And I'm like, okay, Lord, you're better than us.
Yeah.
And I never knew it until today.
I didn't know that.
I did not know that.
Oh, yeah.
I did not know that. And it is, you have no idea what a gift you've given us by even retelling it. And I know you've done your work because
yes,
there's no way you could tell it
That's
to
right.
it. Tell this to us the way you've told us without. So thank you.
Yes, sir.
And I love you.
I love you, man.
I love you.
You got a new friend.
Well, I tried to tell you.
Whether you like it or not.
As soon as you came up them stairs.
You did say it.
You stuck with me.
Okay.
Because I just know, there's just people that you know that you, intrinsically you know, that's a person that if I had proximity, we would be friends. Mm-hmm. Like, you just know it.
Absolutely.
And I just appreciate your vulnerability and your transparency.
Thank you.
And you helping us process what it is. And again, it resonates differently because of what my mommy's going through right now.
Sure.
So I appreciate you.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, all hearts and minds clear.
Very clear.
Very clear. I love you guys. And until next time, peace.
Yeah, so press B with me and let's let whatever gon' be just be. Yeah, so press B with me and let's let whatever gon' be just be.